All right, we are back from the break, and the spellcasters have now gotten all their spells, so you are in a position where you can now decide to do what you want for the rest of the day. You've got a little bit more than half the day left, since the days are a little bit longer here.
Oh, and for the record, reduce self easily outlasts outer self by miles.
Yeah, normally, but there might be things that,
Well, if I cast it well ahead, need a spell.
right, but also like if it gets dispelled and the other one doesn't, or something like that, or like because if you get
Yeah,
enlarged while you're reduced, it just cancels.
yeah. Clever person might do that.
Yeah. So, all right. So there was some talk about further scouting. Are there any ideas on that?
Yeah.
Lafdul will be doing scouting as well.
Okay. Well, Braxon says to the people that are going to do the proper scouting about where the waterfall is, and that might be where the dragon is. We need to decide whether to go near the cliffs or go further away from the cliffs and to the more open areas.
I would say that we could do two scouting parties, basically one going to the in the valley, and that is the stealthy one, and the non-stealthy one scouts the perimeter.
Oh, right. That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea.
So I'm just looking up a spell.
Finn, there was you'd mentioned something about having an idea. Was there something that you wanted to mention about that?
I was thinking of sending Shirok to do some scouting for me in my place.
Okay. Do you have any spells to make that easier?
Yes, I do. First off, I have Speak with Animals,
Okay.
so I can explain to him what I would like him to do. And I have Animal Spy, which lets me see through his eyes.
Ooh.
Okay. How long does Animal Spy last?
Animal Spy lasts for 1 turn per 2 levels of caster. So 3
14.
turns.
Yeah, so
Oh,
about 30 minutes.
sorry.
Okay. And how long does Speak with Animals last?
With animals lasts 2 rounds a level.
2 rounds per level? Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that would definitely run out before he comes back. But if what you essentially want is like, you could tell him to do like a grid search pattern or something like that, or some other type of search pattern. If you wanted it to be a little bit more natural, perhaps, you could instruct him to do that, and then you cast the Animal Spy and see through his eyes. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of search pattern do you want him to do?
Probably a grid search, but being a little more natural about it. Don't keep flying straight lines, things like that.
Okay. Any specific instructions that you want him to do in terms of like looking at anything unusual or anything like that?
Yeah, if he sees anything unusual, take a closer look if he can safely.
All right, let me rephrase that. What sorts of unusual things? Because he's a bird, he may not think things are unusual that you might.
Shiny.
Yeah, anything shiny, any signs of the dragon, any signs of humans.
Oh.
Okay.
Telling
Did
him
any
about
of
the
us,
dragon?
did any of us, including the Octave Arcane yesterday, did any of us notice any birds in the sky?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's birds in the sky.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Finn, would you have told the party what you're doing?
Yes, because I'm going to be in a trance for the entire time.
Oh,
when
wow.
you're in the when you have sight, you're able to. You only see what bird sees, so you're able to look around.
I
Slightly.
have no control over him.
So you see what it sees, literally.
Correct.
Are you going to want to go up to like the ridge first and then go into trance there and have
No,
some
he's going to do it here.
That's probably the best plan, just so it starts out sooner.
Okay,
But
real fast.
I will need guards.
Real fast. You needed about 3 hours to get your spells, and Lafdul needed about 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's long. I need a long time.
All right. But Finn, you only needed about 3 hours, give or take?
Just shy of 3 hours.
Okay. So you could cast this while Lafdul is still getting the rest of his spells back.
Okay, we can do that.
Because then, like, that's before any scouting teams. You still have plenty of people around you if you wanted to do that here in camp.
How long would it take a bird to fly over the ridge from our camp?
Not very long at all.
Oh,
I say two.
They're fast and once
Unobstructed.
they're up in the air.
Right,
now
so
it is blowing really hard up there, but the birds here are used to that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's no point Finn and us going up with Finn to the ridge.
No, that might shave like a minute off of it.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Hey Finn, when you're scouting about, see if you can spot any animals for my spell. Coincidentally.
If we see any.
I'll tell you this. You haven't seen any signs of animals other than what I told you about before.
Yeah.
So
The lizards,
Yeah.
gorillas, that's about it. I can't remember about lions. Cats.
there are large cats, no lions. You're looking at things like jaguars, panthers, that sort of thing.
Lions
tiger.
are more of a savanna.
All right, so Finn, you instruct Shirok on the kind of search that you want and what you want him to pay attention to, and then you cast your animal spy and send him up to fly around.
Yep.
Okay, so he begins flying out, and it ends up being more of a kind of a circular search pattern, a spiraling search pattern. Apparently, grid search isn't something that he's really aware of the concept of.
That works too.
But he does get the concept of a search pattern, and he essentially does a spiral kind of thing. Give me an intelligence check.
Okay. I don't think that made it.
What's your intelligence?
11.
Okay, that is actually good enough for this. You notice through his eyes that there is some wreckage of a vessel of some sort in the middle of the swamp. You'd guess it's pretty old, at least like I mean it's not like days or weeks old. You'd say that it's probably year or years old. And this is kind of in the middle. It's impossible for you to tell what type of vessel it is, but I mean it's a boat. It's the remains of some sort of boat, and it's kind of in the middle of the water. Give me another intelligence check. Okay. You're pretty sure there is no water-based camp. Like, you do not see any docks. You do not see any cleared land near the shores. Nothing like that. So if this is where the pirates are, their vessels are not just sitting on land, on the ground, or on the water kind of thing.
Okay.
So if they're here, they're somewhere else. Perhaps well hidden, perhaps hidden by magic, something like that. Hard to say, but there you see no no structures just out in the open. And you're pretty sure that with the keen eyes of this bird, this hawk, you'd see signs. They would need some pretty substantially sized things. Like you'd be able to notice if there was a giant village. You think? So that sort of construction there'd be signs of, and you're not seeing that. So it's either hidden or they're somewhere else, like hidden here, either physically or magically, or this is not where they're located. So there's those options. Give me another intelligence check. Okay. You're pretty sure there are some caves in the cliff face. Exactly what sorts of caves they are, you can't tell, and your bird doesn't seem particularly interested in investigating them. You would guess that they do not seem unusual, but you also can't judge the sizes very well. And one last intelligence check, please. Oh, that's a good one. That is the one that you wanted to get. Your bird has spotted a cave mouth in the swamp. There is a ridge in the swamp itself, and
Nice.
there's definitely something. It does appear to be partially submerged. There's a ridge in there, and your bird definitely seems to shy away from that. There's definitely something that he is suspicious about with that. That's makes him nervous.
Okay.
And that's what you see.
Okay. Well, when I come out of the trance, I'll tell everyone what I saw.
Is the animal aware of the animal spy? Like, would he know
No.
that? Okay, so there isn't a sense to him that has ended and he should come back.
Right.
Okay. But you would have instructed him that after a certain amount of time to come back, kind of thing, as best you can.
Yes. Yep.
All right, so it would probably be between a half an hour and an hour for him to come back, and you'd be able to tell that he would have gotten something to eat along the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are you guys thinking?
The whole underwater cave has completely messed up my. Wow, partially.
So there's some sort of could it be the Underdark, or
It could be multiple entrances into the same place.
yeah,
Cliff face that just goes down underground, which connects to the underwater passageway, which is also an alternate way in.
So the cave is not completely submerged, but obviously the floor of this cave would not be dry, at least at the entrance.
yeah.
Would it be big enough for the eel ship to sail into?
That you're not sure of.
Right.
I don't. Okay, give me an intelligence check.
He
but
did.
Right, no, this is something else. Give me an intelligence check, but the only thing that you're going to get information on is if you get a 1. So,
Oh,
no. Okay.
Nope.
oh.
All right. As for the eel ship, maybe it's not a small cave, but you'd probably have to look at it more closely to get a feel for, and it's probably something that Braxon would need to look at in that case
Right.
as well, because you're just not familiar enough with ships and stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose the other problem is seeing a cave from the distance. You don't necessarily have a sense of scale.
Yeah.
And you'd be judging it by the height of trees, if there were trees nearby,
Yeah.
and then you've also got to guess on the size of a ship.
And it was a big cave. Like this, it was.
Yeah.
He could confirm that this is not like a human has to duck down to get in, or a person can walk in but lift their hand up and their hand would be scraping the top kind of thing. It's definitely bigger than that, but is it big enough for even a small ship like the eel ship to get into? He doesn't know.
Yeah. Okay, so our choices are cave or cliff. The idea of some of us scouting along the ridge was an interesting one. That's worth exploring.
I think I could fly into the cave briefly. This is something
If just a quick, if the cave is the dragon's lair, I doubt you want to fly in there even briefly.
Oh no, I'm avoiding the water cave. It's the cliffside caves.
Are you
I'm
bringing
flying
everyone
to-
else in on this, including the giants? Like, are you bringing the Star
This
Knights and
is
the
like-
Octave Arcane and the giants over to discuss what Finn has seen?
This is like the brunch.
Braxon would, unless any of the others indicates they want to keep stuff secret.
No, it's good. They might have ideas. So.
The giants would tell you that while they haven't seen these caves, they haven't seen the sizes. All things being equal, a black dragon would choose the swamp cave. Assuming that there's no functional difference between them, it's big enough for a dragon to be in, all blah blah blah. A black dragon would choose the swamp cave.
Yeah. So the thing we need to try to guess is Red Njord borrowing space in the dragon's lair, like a side cave, or are they using a different place, like they're in the cliff and the dragon's in the swamp, and the dragon's allowing them in the valley? Ideally, they would be in different places, and we could sneak in and deal with Red Njord and maybe not need to deal with a dragon.
Yeah, but again, as Old said, if the dragon notices that we attack the pirates, it's going to be attacking us, since
Oh yes, yes.
we are attacking its gravy train.
What
Yes.
if the cave got buried?
Yes.
Anyone got big enough spells to bury a cave?
Most likely not.
I mean, you gotta do so much damage to it and it'll start collapsing in on itself.
Major creation.
I could
Major
perhaps
creation?
soften the
Makes-
roof of it, but
And then someone else with like a boulder falling on it.
Leva, you'd need to say what you'd be creating with major creation, because major creation just creates stuff.
Yes, some sort of cover for the entrance.
Say, didn't you
The
you have
stone cover that lasts for quite some time. I'm sorry.
didn't you once change a floor into something else?
Yes, that was a scroll.
This is spells beyond our capability.
Oh, one
No,
real fast. I'm noticing some people. You would have gained a hit point last night. You can
Oh,
heal
yep.
yourselves back up. Sorry to interrupt you on
Right.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, I mean, blocking the cave by creating something might work, but keep in mind that you're talking about a big dragon.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So good to get
Also, it breathes acid. So how long would that stone really last?
Can it see in the dark? Does it have infravision?
I would
One
think
would assume
dragons
so.
have infravision.
I have a question for Finn.
yes.
You have mastery over nature. You have mastery over water, yes?
Some.
What if you were to flood that cave? Could you raise the water? I'm basically saying the reverse of lower water. It's a 4th level elemental water spell.
What are you planning on by this idea of flooding the cave?
I don't know what. I mean, can
Black dragons. Black dragon seems to prefer
it would
the
lure
water,
the
so
dragon out. We could attack the dragon.
Leva has animate water.
Or even draining the water.
Well,
No, Leva could bid the water to flow in any direction.
well, I think what we're looking at now is, are we going to try to locate the dragon and take out the dragon first? Or are we going to try to locate the pirates and trust that the dragon we did a deal with will come in if the other dragon appears?
I would say that we would want to take out the dragon first.
The Octave Arcane and the Star Knights would be supporting that idea too.
Since we don't want to be fighting both parties at the same time, and the black dragon would help the pirates if we attack the pirates.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the green dragon itself was not strong enough to challenge the black dragon.
they would feel that they would rather, like, if given the choice, if both groups are gonna converge, like the pirates and the dragon, they would rather start fighting the dragon and have the pirates come in afterwards, rather
Than the
than
other way
start
around.
fighting the pirates and then the dragon come in.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the pirates will move a lot more slowly
A
than the
lot
dragon.
slower. And plus, they're going to be grouped up because they're traveling as a group, and that makes them easy target for AoE spells.
The Octave Arcane and the Star Knights would also be voting for a sooner rather
Yeah.
than later attack.
Also, the pirates are not as pirates won't notice the fight as easily as the dragon would notice, so they would have a delay in that also.
Well, in response to Lafdul's question, I don't think I could cause enough of a flood to be
Would it
more than a
investigate
minor
it?
inconvenience.
Yeah.
But that could be a thing where you set up an ambush and then you do that and it comes out kind of thing. I think that might be what he was getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically we've aggroed you now because you've poked your head out and we attacked you. You're not going to stand for that. You're going to attack whoever's attacking you because you're a dragon and you've got a massive ego.
Well, the other thing to think of is if the dragon is in that cave and we flood the cave and it has a breath weapon that breathes out acid and it's underwater, it can't really use its weapon until it gets above the water.
But we can't also attack it when it's underwater.
Braxon can fight to an extent underwater.
Actually, what happens to acid underwater? It's neutralized, isn't it?
I
No.
don't think that you know anything about Black Dragon Breath Acid well enough.
I have a vial of black dragon acid because that's what
Yeah,
I
but
use.
I don't think you've tried that in such a case.
also you need to take into consideration the amount of acid it's going to be breathing and the pressure it's going to be breathing it, and
Mhm.
Braxon is making a sweeping assumption that that it could try breathing acid onto people underwater, but it won't be too accurate.
Finnel'ar has also
probably
indicated that he
disperse.
doesn't think that he could actually flood the cave. It would be more of an inconvenience.
Or even-
so.
Draining the cave. Either or.
Draining the cave might be good if we need to move around. Why don't we wait until we see what's happening and then Finn can make a decision as to what he wants to do, if anything. Might not be appropriate to do either.
Mhm.
Leva asks Finn whether we couldn't do something in cooperation where he does something to the water, like I don't know what he can do, and Leva makes it flow into the cave since she can animate it.
Wouldn't you be fighting over control of the water?
Not necessarily, would we? That's why I'm asking. That's why she's asking Finn.
Well, pretty much all I can do with it is make it go to high tide, so to
And-
speak.
Leva could make it float to anywhere.
Never. You was talking about illusions before.
Yes.
Can you make water flow to a place and also create the illusion that it's some sort of water creature?
Yes, I guess so. Since, I mean, there's another spell that she has where she can do stuff with water. I'd have to look it up first, but still, there's one. And animate water just allows her to.
Yeah, obviously.
She can sort of shape the water, but I don't think it would look like a real big water creature.
Yeah, obviously.
Can you make the water flow into a rude shape towards the dragon?
Into a what shape?
Into a rude shape, basically insulting its mother.
Psst.
Do you have to concentrate on animating the water?
Yes.
Okay.
While concentrating on spell, the Vujin can. I can move at the rate of 3, but no other action can be
Right.
taken.
Yeah, my question was going to be, because if you wouldn't need to concentrate on that, then you could cast an illusion spell on top of that, but if you have to concentrate, then you can't do that.
Yeah, no, can't do that. But she can actually make the water, she can move the water upstairs. Gentle grades.
Right. And then maybe you could do the other spell when that one runs out.
And she could use it for an attack. The water does 1 to 2 damage. A 5-foot cube of water animated.
Right.
Crashing it in a wave against opponents.
So if you attack the dragon with a wave, and then your spell runs out, you could create the illusion of another wave that's coming to attack the dragon.
It will take a while to run out. It's 1 round per level. So.
Oh yeah. But I mean, if you don't...
I know a way how we can get the dragon out of the cave if someone knows how to make their voice appear in the mouth of the cave. I will give them some rude insults in the dragon's language.
Oh yes, that's. What about? Let me see. Would Zephyr work for that?
One of the knights says they have a potion of ventriloquism.
Even better. Yes.
What's the range of it?
He has not used it, so he's not really sure.
Okay. Well, we can insult the dragon basically from outside the cave, but still make it appear that we are inside the cave.
Why don't we use the name of the black dragon and saying that the green dragon announces itself to challenge the black dragon? Because it knows it by name.
You want
mean,
yourself back?
That would lure the dragon out.
I mean, we can just insult the dragon and basically keep the green dragon as a surprise.
This dragon's quite clever. Provoking people into fights is a sort of thing that idiots fall for.
Yeah, but it's a dragon.
Yeah.
It's got a huge ego. Nothing's
Yeah.
better than me. I'm a dragon.
Yes.
We could send a raspberry to it with whispering wind.
Yeah. But if you want to lure it out, and it normally comes out to defend its territory, you could bring it out with a noise that isn't a definite sort of noise.
Yes.
And it would still want to come out to investigate.
I mean, if we call his mother as a hamster and that his father smelled of elderberries, I think that would be enough to drive it into anger and coming out.
I know, but it
Leva wouldn't even need to move. She could do that. The range is 1 mile per level, so
that
she
would
could do it from here.
that would send it information that it was being attacked by sentient creatures that were coming to challenge it.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that using something that was native like the dragon.
Yeah,
But
if you can make it think that there's a roar or some sort of monster in the area, it might bring it out without it, or something it thinks it can eat. It might come out without thinking that it needs to prepare itself fully.
Illusion of giants.
As long as it's whispering,
Maybe.
it's okay. Can be whispering wind. Roaring as whisper.
That's a good point. The illusions of giants.
Mm-hmm.
With the voices of giants.
I mean,
They eat the giants.
I mean, it also knows that the giants are intelligent. So, and you wanted to avoid knowing that it's against intelligent creatures.
Yeah.
I know. But what I mean is, we don't want to give it information that will allow it to start planning a strategy against us. But yeah.
So the like
giants would be good.
mentioning that will be why like the Priasant and Geranus will kind of pipe up there and say that's one reason why they think it's better to attack sooner rather than later, because the longer that you wait, like if you guys wait another day, they feel that that increases the chance that it'll become aware of your you being around.
Alt
Yep.
is a breast weapon a cloud?
I'm sorry?
Does a breast weapon come as a cloud?
The Black Dragon?
Yes.
As far as you know, it's a stream. Like it sprays out a jet of acid.
Like a line.
So Zephyr couldn't stop it.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's basically that it has a water hose that streams acid in its mouth.
We probably have no way of getting in touch with the green dragon, do we?
The green dragon said that it's keeping an eye on us.
So if we went and tried to assault the black dragon, it would probably jump in and help out if it's watching
After
us.
a while.
Not if we use it as the point of contention. If we make the black dragon angry at the green dragon may just go away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, F that. Well, sorry, but yeah.
I think we still just basically insult the dragon and call it incapable of protecting its horde, and that we are coming to take it, and it will most likely go into rage and come out.
I doubt that.
I don't know.
Because if we could coordinate things with the green dragon, maybe have the green dragon fill the cave with its breath weapon.
Yeah.
Well, let's call it.
I doubt the green dragon would be able to get close enough.
We don't know unless we try. In any case, we don't know whether the green dragon will even.
It snuck up on us pretty good.
Can you do your sending spell on the green dragon?
No.
I don't know.
No, you don't know it well enough.
So we've got no way to call it.
No, we do. If the green dragon is close by, and it keeps an eye on us, then what we should do is stand there and say, "Hey, Thaladexa, are you around somewhere? Please, we need you."
So right,
Please.
but keep in mind that I think you would realize that it's not going to lead the attack. It said it would help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
basically, it comes into fight once we are distracting the black dragon already.
We don't know. But
no, you don't know exactly what it's going to do. But if you call for it and say we're going to go attack, like how does it know that you're not just saying, like we're going to attack? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You do all the work. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, kind of thing. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Well, then the question is, are we going to scout a route down to that place and have some people go look around the edge to see if they can see some more? Or do we just all head down there and go into the cave and take out anything that's in the cave?
Not now. at the moment. Leva wants to familiarize herself with our base camp,
You
so
already
she
have.
can tell it
You
back.
already have. You've
Oh,
been
okay.
you've been there. You've been here. You know, the night before, during the night, although you were asleep, and then the morning. You're familiar enough.
Okay. In that case,
I would
yeah,
I
let's
would
go.
say I would say that we most likely would want to fight the dragon outside instead of the narrow cave, since narrow cave would limit some spells like fireball out, and also would increase the chance that it can breathe its acid on multiple targets.
If the dragon gets out of that cave, it can fly. If the dragon's inside the cave, it can't fly. It's got to scuttle about.
And we're all
So-
grouped up because we can't get around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it breathes acid on all of us.
Well, there's pros and cons either way.
When
Breath's the worst.
outside, yeah, breath's the worst weapon dragons have.
Okay. Is there
Or-
any way we can make something that will function like a net, which might be magic, over the cave mouth so that we can try and catch it as it comes out the cave?
Pretty
Could
powerful
we-
magic to do that.
Galona, the half-orc gladiator, she mentions that she has a net, but she seriously doubts it. I mean, it's a net designed for, trapping people,
Yeah.
not a dragon. She doesn't think
Mhm.
that would come anywhere close. You'd have to really convince her to try that.
Yeah. No, I don't think
Yeah.
a person-sized net would work. What I'm thinking is if there's a way for us to catch the dragon at the mouth of the cave, then we can stop it taking off, because the cave will stop it taking off, and then someone could throw a fireball at it. If anyone has a fireball. I think if people have fireballs, they're going to have to chuck fireballs at it, and then we're going to have people that can soak up a lot of damage. Try and
Don't you
run
have
it,
a
chop its knees off.
Don't we have a spell of Force Cage, Squirrel? Unless that was the spell you want to learn. I was thinking that would be a good spell that might work on it.
I mean, it's going to depend a lot on what that can do.
Also, I was
Yeah.
planning on harnessing the power of nature and calling down some lightning bolts.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah, I
also
got
that can't be done in the cave.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a scroll of that as well. I'll be using.
Well, it seems like most of you are deciding you want to take the thing on outside the cave. So,
Yeah.
is there anyone that that agrees with me? I think most of you agree with the other thing.
I think outside is better.
Yeah,
Okay.
outside we have more space for
All right. No
avoiding
point
the
in
acid.
debating more. No point in debating it more. Then we're going to try and bring it out. I wonder if some of us can get on top of the cave and try to attack the dragon from above as it comes out. Might be worth doing that. It might be worth archers doing that and then retreating.
Can your symbol be cast on the entrance of the cave, Lever,
Yes.
against the dragon?
That would be very good. How long does that take?
Depends. That depends whether it's a quick one or a slow one.
How brave are you feeling, Lever?
One thing that I think you
Leva,
guys
behind.
real fast. One thing that I think you might have missed out on the like when you do a quick casting in combat, you're limited to what you can cast. You can instantaneously attune anyone who's an ally who's within the area. If you do the slow one, it takes a long time to attune people. What you're setting is a trigger condition. It would be a case where the dragon comes out, the dragon triggers it, but still anyone in the area of effect who is not attuned to it is affected.
But Leva could say anything that looks like a dragon because looks like they can make it trigger. So
that would also trigger on our allied dragon, so it might be worth saying a black dragon.
And you're still that still takes 10 minutes to cast it in that way.
yes, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to have 10 minutes to do that unless you can do it really quietly.
Well, if she
thick,
can,
how wide is your back, Braxon? That Leva could hide behind it.
I think Braxton would fall on top of you if he got hit by the prep weapon.
also what's the range on the symbol?
It's like 60 feet, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, since I think Finn has the pretty much the only spell that we can really prepare in advance, the Call Lightning spell.
I wouldn't mind.
You have to remain. You're not allowed to leave the 60 feet unless you want to be affected again when you return.
I wouldn't mind defending you for that sort of thing, but I don't think we will have the luxury. What I would say.
How about doing it as invisible?
Yeah, but you've still got to talk for 10 minutes. What I would say is if we go to the cave, yeah, if we go to the cave and we get there and the dragon is not in the cave, it's off hunting, you will have time to put a trap in the cave while we're there. And then when it comes back to the cave, it will activate the symbol as it flies into its cave and get attacked by whatever your spell does.
Question?
Yep.
Could if Leva were to go invisible and use vocalize, could she then just whisper the spell to herself?
You still have to carve it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the best way to use symbol in against the dragon would be the quick one. The long one seems to have so many preconditions that it's mostly a defensive spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the quick one's 10 minutes, isn't it?
No, the quick one
that's
is
the long one.
Oh, right.
Quick one's in mid-combat.
The
Quick one is normal casting. Yeah.
Yeah, the casting time is 3.
Well, the giants are experts on fighting dragons. Do any of them have an idea how to lure the dragon out?
They're
Ask the GM.
like
for the answer.
when you ask them about luring out the dragon, they're kind of gonna like chuckle to themselves and say, "Pretty sure just being there is gonna be lure enough."
So I have a thought. Since I have these gauntlets that boost my lance thing, I could probably be flying around a Beowulf trying to stab the thing with the lance.
Didn't you give lance to that dragon?
No, I
spear.
gave him the long spear. I still have my lance.
You're carrying a spear and lance.
The lance is strapped to Beowulf right now.
Alright.
I think pain.
Isn't that sword that is against reptiles? You have a better against the dragon still.
Ah, yes, that would be nice.
Luckily, Behemoth didn't get asked to.
Here's the thought. I could charge in with the lance and then swap to the sword because the lance is really good for the initial flying in, like kind of dive bombing in and stabbing right into it kind of attack.
Do remember that when you are flying on Beowulf, you are basically 2 targets for acid breath.
I understand that.
I seriously worry about Beowulf not being able to withstand 1 acid breath. You might be able to, but Beowulf would not.
It's not going to be him on his own. We're all going to go in together and coordinate things.
No.
Yeah, but
if he's flying up in the air, he's kind of alone.
Yeah, and he's 2 targets in 1, whereas in other situations, other targets are going to be solitary targets for the breath weapon. So that would really make the dragon most likely prioritize you.
How long does it take Behemoth to take off and land?
Because you do need essentially a running start, but it's not that like it's not a time thing.
Right, because what I'm thinking is if we get to this cave and Ockar goes on top of the cave along with some archers, if the dragon comes flying out, maybe Ockar could try to leap on its back with Behemoth and stab it with the lance, and then come back and immediately land.
Have we
Oh, the
done
part-
No,
the
so real fast. Keep in mind that the maneuverability class of that saddle is D.
Right, and the dragon's going to be better.
That means like so for reference, that means about a 60-degree turn in a round. Like
Yeah.
that means that you if there was a stationary target on the ground, Ockar on Behemoth would need 3 rounds before he can turn around and come back in and attack it again.
The thing with the lance is that I need to, like, if I'm going for it, I need to charge to get the most out of it, because the lance requires me to do a charging attack if I want to get, what is it, like double damage?
Mm-hmm.
Just a question: have we done away with the symbol?
What symbol?
I mean,
I think
that the idea of casting it, the long-term casting it on the cave mouth is probably not feasible.
No, the short one.
I mean,
well,
that's
you
just a
can
combat
cast
spell.
during combat. Yeah.
And you can
do that as
instantaneously
well.
you can instantaneously choose who is and is not affected. So you don't need to worry too much about that.
Okay.
Like when you cast it, you decide everyone, exactly who in the area of effect can be affected by that.
All right.
My plan was basically to just charge in and hit it with the strongest attack I have, and then try to get away to get into a better position to join it with my sword.
How long does it take for Ockar to dismount Behemoth?
Well, he needs to be on the
And be able
ground.
to-
He needs to be on the ground. So,
Yeah.
it
it would
depends
be
on what other actions you're planning. If you're pretty close to the ground, then it's just a land and hop off kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it would be lance attack, couple of rounds, and then attack with sword.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
Right, but so keep in mind that the couple rounds, that's for turning around. If he essentially does a fly up, hit, and then go down and land and get off, and then Behemoth doesn't need to turn around for that. It's just a get off. It's more
Yes.
that if you're in the air entirely and you're doing a full turn and coming back, that's 3 rounds.
And I have these gauntlets that enhance my ability with the lance, so I figure it'd be the best use of it.
Well, I say if you want to go with that plan, you will not be the first one to engage, since you would be the first one to take acid breath in that case.
I understand.
Look, there's a risk for all of us. The spellcasters are going to try and throw big spells on the dragon, and those of us that are fighters that don't have ranged weapons are going to be trying to rush in and attack it before we get zapped.
I imagine I'm gonna be going pretty slow anyway, because the thing is with the lance, it's not a very fast weapon to use.
It's possible that if a lot of us attack the dragon at the same time and it's busy fighting us, that it might not be able to see Ockar flying in to attack it from the back to do like a strafing attack.
It'd be really a strafing attack. I have to charge like right in, like, you know how it is in a joust where the two guys are charging each other?
Yeah,
It's gotta be kind of like that.
it could
I can
be.
still hit him in the back, but
But if
I have to charge directly in.
if we get the dragon out the cave and it immediately takes off and flies far up in the sky, and we haven't shot any weapons at it, we might not be able to attack it until it comes back at us.
Yeah. I'm mainly my part of the plan is to mainly be waiting for an opening.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna charge in if it looks like it.
Yeah. I think we're all going to have to go change our plan on the fly based on what the dragon decides to do.
But I feel like I have a good idea of how I want to start this. I'm probably also going to be casting protection from chaos before the fight. Because I feel like because most dragons are like chaotic or something, I imagine, if they're chromatic.
I think there's lawful evil dragons also.
Oh,
And there can be
Again.
variances within the
I'm
norm.
just
But
going to
casting,
bets.
like, yeah, again, a lot of times it's just a case of better to hedge your bets. And I mean, worst case scenario is that it doesn't help you. It's not going to
Yeah.
harm you. So
I'm gonna hedge my bets and cast it.
It was just generally about chromatic dragons. I think some of them are lawful evil.
so
Yeah, I just feel
um,
like this is the best.
I guess so. The Octave Arcane and the Star Knights will do what you want, since you're essentially leading the, you know, this is all at your behest kind of thing. But they're inclined to go sooner rather than later because they
Yeah.
feel that the longer you take, the more likely it is for everyone around, the pirates, the dragon, to
Yeah.
recognize that there's a threat in the area.
Yeah,
Honestly, I agree with
them.
them. Yeah, I agree.
Which is
Right.
why I took spells that are pretty much ready to go for this day already.
Okay, so
I did not.
Yep.
Did you not take those acid spells, protection from acid
Nope.
corrosion?
I assumed we were going to scout for one day at least. I was going to take combat spells tomorrow. I
Yep.
mean, I do have some. I just don't have the resist acids and corrosions. That's the only
I
spells
have
don't
two of them.
I had like augury, sacred guardian, idea, camouflage, telepathy,
Oh.
and tree. I had the idea that we were scouting. That was why.
Yeah, but since we basically found already the dragon's lair.
well, we're not 100% sure. We think we have.
I will
my-
say this real fast. You guys are getting to a point where you cannot make big changes to your spell selections because it just takes too long. You're basically, I mean, number one, keep in mind that the most you can do in a day is 8 hours. Now you're not quite there yet, but like that gets to a point where high-level spellcasters, you literally cannot like cast all of your spells and then the next day get them all back. You just can't do that. So you do gonna want to aim for balancing your spell selections a little bit more along those lines.
I would actually be on that point already without the amulet.
Yeah. Well, you're also multi-class, so.
Yeah. There's that.
I feel like we just had to go for it.
That doesn't mean that that we have to go unprepared. So if Lafdul thinks he needs a day, then I think we should give him that other day.
But
I don't think just because we have a plan that we are enthusiastic about, we should storm off and do it.
It's not that we are enthusiastic about it, but it's like the Stark Knights and Octave Arcane said that if the longer we wait, the longer the dragons and the pirates are more likely
okay.
to
I
be
agree,
aware that
but,
we are
but
here.
I fully agree with that, but that was the case yesterday too.
Do you want to
And
do you want to take a vote on it?
Yes.
It's a bit
I'll go with a
unfortunate.
vote.
It's a bit unfortunate that we didn't bring this up at the meeting yesterday before.
It's because there's so many like.
We didn't think of it. So
Yeah.
We didn't know how close we are.
Lever votes
Yeah.
for tomorrow. We give Lafdul another day.
I mean, if we go today, we go today. That's just how it is. I mean, I would
But if
like
we're
another
voting-
day, but
If
Right,
we're
so
voting,
vote. So Leva is voting for another day. Lafdul?
tomorrow.
All right. Finn?
I'd say another day as well.
All right. Ockar?
I say today.
Solas?
Today.
Braxon?
Another day.
Okay. And it's another day. That's 4-2.
Okay.
The Star Knights and Octave Arcane will again, like they worry that you guys will be losing your edge, but they'll go along with it. So will the Giants. Since you have some
Right.
time left, Lafdul, you wanted to cast Sacred Guardian on Pelennor. So he kind of gives you a little bit of a suspicious look. Not like he thinks that you're
You just gotta
gonna
kiss
harm
the
him, but
petal.
it's just
It's fine.
what exactly does this do? He asks. What exactly
if
does
you
this do?
get if you get hit on the head, I know you've been hit on the head while you were scouting, as in you got knocked out and someone captured you.
All right.
If you get into combat, I will know.
I just have to kiss this rose petal?
Yeah, basically, and I cast a spell.
Solas gives bit better explanation that it allows Lafdul
My-
to see if you get into any dangerous situations, basically.
No. I just wanted to kiss the petal.
All right. I'd rather be kissing the hand of a pretty lady, but all right. Yeah,
Hang on,
kisses
I
a
can do
all.
that. Oh, wait, no. Thought better of that.
Do you need an illusion?
No, I thought I could. No, that he cut himself off halfway through that thought.
So, given that, I think the best thing. I mean, I was really hoping that we'd get to the dragon fight today, but I guess it's gonna have to wait until next week. We got an hour.
Not necessarily.
You're not. I mean, if you want
We
to,
could.
like, the fight is not gonna be fast.
Right.
Yeah,
but
no,
we
Like that's
could-
the thing. It's,
Okay, hang on.
and I don't really want to break a fight in the middle. I'm not saying we end the stream right now. I'm just saying.
No. What I'm saying is, what if we were to try to work out a fast route down and do a dawn attack on the cave? How much time would Lafdul require to change spells?
I wrote it out. I need
Over 2 hours.
2 hours 20.
Can he not go to bed early and get up
He
early?
could do that.
Yeah, probably. I
Lazzle,
probably
you're
don't need.
Lazzle, you're going to bed early.
I probably don't even need
As
that
in
much
now.
sleep. What?
We're shoving you into bed. Go to bed.
I just got my spells today.
How
Can we-
about the good old-fashioned concussive sleep medicine?
You know, I could put myself to sleep with
What?
Thingy's drink. What was that drink?
No, you
Gave
can't.
me that tea.
You're
Oh,
no.
yeah,
Those
well,
don't sleep.
What
Wow.
about if we put a sack on Lafdul's head and tell him it's nighttime?
Wait, how long does... Wait, Lazzle's an elf. Elves don't sleep, and they
It's
sleep for
Go to
short
reverie.
periods of time.
It's sleep, but not sleep. All right, so
So they only had to meditate for like 4 hours or whatever it is?
no, they still need the same amount of time. That's
Right.
later edition change.
Can we
Do
do
you-
anything useful with our day?
Well, that's the question
want
that
to-
I have: is what do you guys want to do with the rest of the day?
The only other
What-
thing Finn wants to do today is cast weather prediction.
Okay,
That might be useful. Clear day tomorrow. Aww.
and there's a chance for that working.
95?
95% for the first day, and then minus 10% for each day out, and I can do up to 7 days.
Okay. Let's see. The first day is the rest of this day, by the way.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What happens if you fail one of those days?
Give a result.
I don't know that it actually says. I think I just don't get any information.
Well,
Okay.
isn't it meant to be inaccurate?
Because I also think that it's my inclination is that if you fail one day, then any further information would be inaccurate. And the reason I'm asking is because I literally rolled a 100
Oh.
for
that
the
means-
first day. It is telling you get the weather prediction of a clear, sunny, rain-free, calm, no wind day. When you kind of like look up and you're like,
Yeah, that didn't work.
Something's off there.
It wasn't me. Don't look at me.
You did have a casting earlier. You're not sure if that's going to be affecting this area.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what you'll have to go by.
Well,
Yeah, I couldn't believe I got a 100. You have a 95% chance of getting that right, and I rolled a 100.
I mean, it's still one out of 20.
I know.
Okay, I think we have two other choices for today. One is it worth us scouting over the ridge?
that's something I was going to bring up because I wanted to do that with my reducing of stuff while invisible as well. I'm going to be a 1 foot brownie, or not brownie, a 1 foot a Tommy pixie that's just going to be invisible, fly around the entrance and fly back.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Pellinor,
I'm 1 foot.
Pellinor
Tiny.
would be willing to also scout. He does say that he's better at scouting on his own, and he does kind of like offhand mention that he's better at scouting in a non wilderness environment, but he's still pretty good at it.
I mean, if I didn't have my armor, we'd be fine together.
I think Lafdul meant to scout not a swamp cave.
Yeah, I was on about just flying over the side of the ridge.
Ockar was most likely worried about you going to the swamp cave.
Why would I do that?
Since you just said that you are going to scout the cave entrance.
I don't
Only
know.
two-
I think you were going to like pull a Kinder or something and try to swipe something from the dragon's lair.
I mean, would that necessarily be a bad thing? That's something.
So hang on. You're talking about scouting the other side that we think that
The two other
people
potential
might be-
entrances that were in the middle of the cliff face or ridge face or whatever it was.
There were some caves on the cliff face.
That's what I wanted to explore.
Okay,
At least look into them.
How long do you have to do that?
I'm not going to push any more than 10 minutes because I need to spend the rest of the time flying back up.
And what's your movement rate?
Well, 1 second. As an Tommy flight is 24. Movement class A, which would be movement class C.
And
a third of the movement. 8? No, not 8. It's 8? Yeah, it's 8. 8, 16, 24.
yeah.
Now to see if Lafdul gets caught by Ethercap on that cave entrance.
Wow, I'm only 1 foot and I'll be invisible. I'm using all my granted powers.
Alright, so keep in mind that's pretty slow. I mean, it's...
What if I get to the ridge edge and basically fly down and fly back up?
Right, but so the thing is like, you're talking about a cliff face. You're looking at a whole cliff face. And this valley, you know, it is longer than it is wide, but you're still looking at, you know, about a mile wide.
All right, I mean, I don't have to do it.
No, I'm not discouraging you from doing it. I'm just you might
You're
need to
describing
be
that.
you might need to be a little bit more specific in what you're looking for.
Well, just looking inside the cave because the hawk thing or whatever it is never went into the cave. It just saw it.
Yeah, it didn't.
It's basically looking inside the cave.
Well, he definitely saw some caves, not just a cave. That's the thing.
Oh.
Right. Well, at the very least, Lafdul, you could eliminate some caves.
We'll be finding a cave.
Well,
I
for example, if you know that the caves are too small for a ship to fit in, you can ignore those caves. So there'll be some caves that a ship could fit in, and you can investigate those caves.
I mean, I could always climb down, rappel down with a rope. Well, no, don't have a long enough rope.
You could do. You'd have to climb up first. Do you have a featherfall spell?
Oh.
You could just jump off the cliff.
That would be very obvious.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm saying is you could be doing that in whatever form works. And the reason I was asking about how long that lasts is you might not get a chance to scout everything you want to scout.
No, it'd be finding a cave, then going back up.
Yeah, that's
One
fine.
cave.
So, well, whether it's 1 or whether it's 2 or whether it's 3, it will be less for us to. It would either give us some information or not.
All right, let me ask this again. Are you going down to the valley? Because keep in mind that as you get along the ridge top, like it keeps rising up, and the cliff face is higher than these ridges. Like that's a higher mountain portion up there.
What
Or
would
do you want to because and if you tried to get up to the top and go and like fly down, you'd be mountain climbing up to the top of that kind of thing.
Well, that's why it's that long a flight.
Well, what I mean is you're gonna want to get to a position and then do your changes and fly.
Yeah, at the top of the ridge or thing, but
Okay, so but again, this isn't just like a clean box shape. Like there isn't just an edge. It gets really broken and rough terrain over there. Whereas there is a clean edge down at the bottom, essentially, because it's a cliff face. So you could go down into the valley, fly up, and then fly down when you're at a point where you're like, okay, I need to make sure that I get down before anything bad happens to me, like I fall, like I lose the wings in a fall. Otherwise, you would have to go climb up and fly down, but that would require mountain climbing. And if you're just going over to the edge and flying across, you'd still have to go down to land. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out what you want to do.
If you're going with Pelennor and Pelennor can only travel on the ground, then you're probably going to be traveling together.
I mean, I can travel and just do some generic scouting just on foot, not even cave stuff. I mean, if I go that way.
What I mean is you can go by foot and then turn into a bird when you're there.
Bird? I can do a pixie now.
Whatever.
Pixie,
the point,
whatever.
You can fly. That's what he's getting at. My question is, where do you want to start from and where do you want to end up?
By the description, it sounds better to do it from bottom up.
Yeah.
I assume that would be the most risky because I'm literally traveling through a scouted area, so to speak, as in their zone.
But it's also jungle.
Don't forget, if you see anything, you can turn around and come back. Just because you say you want to go scout the caves out, it doesn't mean you have to commit all the way. If you find any evidence of them, you can turn around.
Unless the thing he sees is a panther's face in a few inches of his face.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you'd say, "Is that you, Finn?" And if it isn't Finn, you can kill it.
So Pelennor is absolutely up for this.
Yeah, I'm up for this. I mean, I can go without my armor. That way, I get the halfling elf stealth bonus. Or I can. Oh no, I don't have any armor. Yeah, I would have to go without my chainmail.
Is there anything of mine that you want to borrow?
Boots. I can jump up into a tree or something.
Okay.
Grab onto a tree and climb.
Yeah. Braxon will swap boots.
Okay. Pelennor is not wearing any obvious armor that you can tell.
Yeah, it's just, we're not planning on fighting. We get into fight, we're booking it.
Okay.
I could lend Pelennor my ring of protection.
No, he's fine. He'll wave off anything just to be on the safe side. He'll say his reasoning is that if he gets killed, chances are Lafdul's not going to stop to pick up any items that, with the two of them, Lafdul wouldn't stop to pick up any, retrieve any lent items, and therefore, he doesn't want you to lose anything if anything goes wrong.
Well, if it's a natural creature, the odds are I might survive even though I might be half-eaten. I tell him I've got ring of regeneration, providing my hand is not detached from my body.
He's more thinking along the lines of you would probably be running.
Yeah.
He thinks that you're a better fighter than he is.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe.
So.
Praxis, Finnel'ar, try not to get killed.
He'll even leave his hat behind.
I mean, I've got sprite venom.
He says,
You put it to sleep.
He hands it to Theoskin and says, take care of it and don't let it get dirty.
Hat.
His hat, yeah.
Is it like, what's your hat do? Mine allows me to change
Oh,
my
it doesn't do
appearance.
anything. It's just, he just likes the hat.
It's a fancy
Really?
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real fancy hat.
I mean,
you see from the pic.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh, you've made him...
I mean,
I actually like that hat. It's actually quite fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's a fancy
he
hat.
says, of course you like the hat. It's a fancy hat. It's a good hat. I paid a lot of money for this hat.
It is a nice hat.
Solas approves the fancy hat and dapper outfit.
Of course, Theoskin
Anyway.
is wearing a hat of her own, so she's like, when he hands it to her, she's like, but I already have a hat. I can't wear it. See, she's got a hat of her own.
Yeah, she has a fancy hat also.
Well, good luck on your scouting.
All right,
I
so
cannot tell if Ockar's been sincere.
Why wouldn't he be sincere? He's our
I don't
friend.
know.
so do you want to go a certain way? Like, it would be slower, but you could try to move silently, or do you just want to hope on, for your normal racial bonuses?
I mean, I improved my stuff. How? There's no way to add a quick glance to get a gauge how good of a sneaky is there?
Well, here's a question.
How
Just
sneaky
before
Pelennor is?
Yeah,
Got a
compared
question.
to me.
Got a question just before you
Hard to
two
say.
leave.
Yeah.
Is it worth us keeping watch? And if we see the dragon, I don't know if Lever's got any of those spells. She could send a message to you that the dragon's in the sky.
I mean, when I get to the place, I'm going to use my augury just before I fly up. So I'd at least know that if I'm going to die, my augury should prevent
Well,
that.
what I mean is a couple of us could act as lookouts. Lever, do you have that spell?
Sending? Yes. One.
Right. Okay. So what do people think? We have a couple of lookouts in the tree? Yes? No?
I guess.
I mean, I've
Right.
got camouflage to memorize. I can make
Yeah.
him and me almost invisible.
But you can't move very fast.
No, but that on
No,
top of our natural ability to hide would be really hard to see.
Oh yeah. I'm not disparaging your ability. I'm saying that we could look out for the dragon while you're moving through the woods.
I don't know that you necessarily need to ask his permission for that.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
you could
I'm
just say,
letting him know.
we'll
Yeah.
have some people on watch kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll do that. And if we see anything, we'll get Lever to send you a message when she can.
Well, Lever could come with, and if you get into a really dicey situation, she'd just teleport all of us back.
Nah.
You're not really stealthy.
Ah,
No, it's
Sorry
not. We're
about that,
We're not
but-
taking her with Lafdul. We could take her up to the forward position on the ridge.
You don't really
So-
have a forward position on the ridge.
All right. We could go back to the tree we climbed up before and climb up it again.
I think let's just Lafdul go and with the
Just to see what
halfling and
happens.
let's see what happens. Rest,
Okay.
some people
Okay.
can go and
Okay.
be look out for the dragon if they want. No need to plan to
at the rate we're
every
going,
detail.
we're talking the day away anyway.
Well, Solas is going to be talking away the day since he doesn't have anything extra to prepare and he doesn't want to risk encountering the dragon without the rest of the whole three groups, he is going to be doing Ogma's duty, so he is going to be chatting with Ayla and asking about her bardic tales and writing them down.
I guess I'll ask if any of our associates wants to borrow my magic crossbow for the fight tomorrow.
I mean, the Star Knights will, but we'll hold off until the actual, like, you're ready to go kind of thing, and you can start handing out equipment then.
Okay.
All right, so Lafdul and Pelennor, you slip out into the forest and begin making your way over to the cliff face. So Priasant is willing to go watch from a tree if you want.
You can do.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to go.
Braxon go with Price. Are you coming, Lever?
Yeah, I guess. She has nothing better to do.
Anyone else coming?
We'll go.
Okay. We probably won't be doing anything apart from being in a tree.
That's a lot of people in the tree, though, on watch, but that's okay.
No,
Is
no,
that tree strong enough for all of us?
Then
Yeah,
I'll
the
pick another tree.
The tree is strong. No, it's more of just like, if you just have people on watch, you kind of only need one or two, but that's fine.
know,
It's up
but
to you.
What I meant was if Lever's there so she can cast a spell,
Okay.
someone with her can look after her.
Contingency upon contingency upon contingency, I see here.
So, Braxon, you're going
Yes,
to?
and nothing with the wives.
Yeah, Brax is going.
All right, then Priasant will stay back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no need to, no point in making too many people go, since it just makes it more easy for dragon or pirates to spot us.
Yeah.
Is he a rogue?
Finn, you were going to go, right?
Yep.
All right.
As one of the local hawks.
Okay. All right, what was that, Lafdul?
I was wondering if that other guy was a rogue who can actually climb a tree.
Pelennor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so is that the guy who can climb a tree?
He's
going with you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I meant the other. No, never mind.
Chandrasekhar?
Yeah, whoever was supposedly being the other lookout. I was wondering if there were multiple rogues.
No, there's no other, like, once it was Braxon, Leva, and Finn going up there, no one else is going, because it's like, okay, 3 people, that's plenty.
Yeah.
All right, I just go with Pelennor. It's fine.
No point in having dragon to have multiple targets to spot.
All right, so you make your way carefully. Lafdul, you are a little bit shocked by Pellennor's skill. Like once you two are away from the group,
Probably a dedicated rogue.
he gets like his persona changes. He seemed a little bit foppish in camp, but he gets serious once.
Yeah, well,
once
so
you
do
two are
I.
away.
Once we're around from the faffing about.
Yeah, but you can't always tell when someone has different kind of personas for different things.
So as we talk, as we go on, I use Fifth scan to see if he's a thief.
He does give you a signal in response, but it's a response along the lines of maybe we keep the talk to a minimum.
I see.
But he's definitely skilled.
Mm-hmm.
I could cast telepathy that way. There's no talk.
Yeah, but how long does that last?
No, it's once we're there.
Okay. So it takes you well over an hour to make your way to the base of the cliff. Actually, probably more like an hour and a half. And once you're there...
Well, what do we see once we're there?
So you... you get to the base of the cliff, and there's a lot of tumbled rock at the bottom. And looking up the cliff, there's quite a few overhangs. Like, this is not a sheer cliff. There are definitely recesses and overhangs. Some of these overhangs are 30, 40 feet jutting out from the cliff face. And the cliff face itself is over 1,000 feet high in total.
Oof.
With the trees at the bottom being around like 200 feet high, give or take. So after kind of scanning this from the bottom, what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for anything in particular? What are you doing now that you've scanned up the side here?
Any dark patch that looks like it might be a cave?
Tons and tons of dark patches.
Oh.
Because there are recesses, there's the overhangs.
Could I estimate how far up the thing I could approximately get at a move speed of 8?
8 is
and
80
about-
yards, so yeah, I mean,
if I were to do that in about 10 minutes worth flying straight up.
yeah, so you could definitely actually get to the top before before you ran out.
Because I've got anywhere from like 17 minutes to 24.
17 minutes?
Like, there's a minimum.
Yeah,
it
would take less than
3D.
10 minutes flying full speed to get to the top.
Alright, I only want to go about halfway, see what I can...
Actually, hold on a second. You probably would not be able to go straight up because your maneuverability class is not A.
Let's see.
Yeah. Let me think for a second. What would that be? Because you'd basically have to climb at an angle. You could zigzag, and you would not be able to get to the top before you needed to turn around and come back out of safety.
Yeah, it's like halfway. How far?
Yeah,
Is there any caves around halfway?
You could get halfway up. Well, you won't know until you start going up.
Alright, I'll see what I can see.
There are absolutely 100% spots that you're like, all right, there could be a cave there, could be a cave there, could be a cave there, that kind of thing. Like, from here, you're kind of mentally saying, all right, I want to try to swing by that, 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 that kind of thing. Like, you're seeing places that if there are caves, that's a likely place for it.
All right, before I do this, I'm casting Idea. Maybe I forgot something. maybe I didn't look at this from a different angle.
No, not really. You haven't really
No?
forgotten anything.
I think that spell's gone. What's that Electrum piece? Alright, then I will, before I transform, I use my augury to see what will happen in the next half an hour when I try to fly and zigzags up, as in, will I encounter danger?
Alright, what is the chance?
77. Will there be grave danger for me if attempting to fly up? Or what will happen, actually? He tell me. I don't think the
Keen eyes can reveal great secrets.
Oh, that's good. This is a good one for me. Alright, well, okay. And then I will reduce myself, then I will turn myself into a Tommy, fly up.
And invisible?
I will not... No, because I'm like 1 foot. I'm tiny.
But invisibility also lasts 24 hours.
Yeah, alright, I'll make myself invisible. This is going to be a... Yeah, no, fine.
Like, that's something that you know is not going to run out while you're doing that, so...
Yeah, it's just what when I...
Okay. Yeah, you're tiny, but if there's something that detects magic, you basically are radiating object that flies about.
Yeah, but he would have been radiating magic from the reduce and the alter self anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so give me 10 intelligence checks, please.
Roll 10d20.
Yeah.
My intelligence is 13.
Oh, so you fail only
Okay.
one.
Yeah, that's only one that's a failure. With that, you have picked out some good spots to check, and easily ruled out a number of spots as potential spots that had, or spots that potentially had caves. You rule out a bunch of those, even before you get to them. In some cases, where it's like you're flying up.
Yeah.
Ah, no, it's a
Oh.
dark patch. It's just dark stone. Nope, there's no cave there. That one, that's just a depression, no cave there. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You do find about halfway up there's a pretty big overhang, and not only that, but because of the nature of the overhang, it was hiding a massive cave. Because there's also quite a bit of vegetation on here too. It's not just sheer rock, but it's not trees. It's a lot of vines and stuff like that. And because of it, like, there is a massive, massive cave.
Do I see any ships in there?
No, it's dark. You'd have to go
Oh.
in to see
Do I
anything.
only see any lights in there?
Again, no, because it's just the nature of your outside.
No. And do I see anything on the outside of the cave? Like any tools, anything that's like humanoid, man-made, manufactured?
Nothing that's jumping
Ropes?
out at you.
No.
Nothing that's jumping out at you. But the size of that cave, a ship could definitely get in there.
A big ship? Question mark.
Certainly a good sized ship. I mean, it's a question as to how big the ship is. But you would guess, like, a dragon could certainly get in there too.
Alright. This is a good thing. I don't want to hover around too long. If I'm wasting around the duration of my spell, then I'm just going to fly back down. That was a good find.
Yep.
The invisible Lafdul's definitely going to try and speak Paladin. Just going to go boo. Just scare him, that was all. I just tell him the information I found.
And he says quietly, "Your wings kind of gave you away." So what did you see?
I cast telepathy on him. I say, we can talk on the way back silently. I'll cast a spell on us. Then, yeah, as we walk back, I'll obviously talk in telepathy, and I'll say about, I saw like a huge cave about halfway up. I mean, a ship could get in there, a dragon could get in there. They're definitely in there, probably. I didn't see anything, signs of it, but if they were anywhere, they were in there.
Understandable. Yes. So at some point he says, "Do you mind if we climb a tree and you point it out to me from down here?"
Sure. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Climb a tree together, easily enough.
Yep. All right. So you point it out to him, and
Well, I'm invisible. I pick up a stick or branch and I point.
okay. Wow. Yes, I can see how that is well hidden from. Unless someone is up close or right below it, I can see that now.
Yeah, it's definitely. If we could block that off somehow, then we could take the dragon without the dragon getting any help.
Well, unless you could cause the whole cliff face to fall down on it, I don't know that you could do that.
Don't know. I'll have to ask the arcane casters. Maybe they got any scrolls of something they could do. Oh, we can head back.
Okay.
Oh, as we head back, I keep a big lookout for any animals.
Again, you haven't seen any signs of animals other than the ones that I already gave you. And that's my way of saying you've learned about what there is around here that you can summon.
There's nothing more to learn in this area.
I mean, there's good choices there, so it's up to you to use those.
No, there are good choices. It's a shame I don't know exactly what cats they are.
Okay. So you make it back to camp. It takes about 2 hours to make your way back.
Yeah, and I jump right. I use the boots leaping to land right in front of Braxon.
Braxon, wherever you are. Well, no, Braxon's still up in the tree.
Braxon's still looking out.
Yeah.
You just see Paladin by himself.
Well, no,
Just
you wouldn't even see that. Like there,
Unless you came back past our tree.
And you
I
wouldn't
don't
have done
think
that.
Braxon see.
You wouldn't have done that. You'd have gone to the other side of the ridge because then that would have offered you even more cover from getting back.
Yeah.
Did we actually agree on a time when Lever would contact him?
Nope.
Okay.
I think
So
I think the
okay.
contact was more of a if something happens.
Yeah, the contact would have been the dragons come out, watch yourself.
10 minutes later, Lafdul's already dead. Yeah, I'm in the stomach. Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, but I mean, it might have come out while you were walking through the jungle.
Yeah.
So you and Pelennor get back into camp, and
Relay the discovery.
Pelennor kind of like points at you with his thumb over his shoulder, but the way he does it, because you're invisible, he accidentally jabs you like right in the that soft spot right by your shoulder, and he's saying, yeah, Lafdul here, as he's like accidentally poking you. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't see you there.
Clearly
so
not.
intentional.
Lafdul has a discovery to share.
Yeah, I give as much detail as I can about the discovery of the cave, and then the base is most likely in there. It's a huge cave. Well camouflaged. I mean, I didn't see any signs. I mean, they're keeping up the disguise as best they can, using the natural terrain to hide themselves.
Yeah, and it's pretty natural camouflage. Like it didn't look like someone went to a effort to do that. It's just natural camouflage.
Yeah, what's the odds of finding a cave like that? They must have met the dragon, then the dragon told them about where this place is. I can't imagine it being the other way around.
Certainly a possibility.
Then again, there was like a crashed ship, and was it Njord disappeared for like a year? Maybe he was on down here for like a year. Hey, Finn, was that wreckage about a year old? Well, a few years old? 5 years old?
Finn can't give an exact thing. What he can tell is that it's not recent.
Recent.
Yeah.
Hang on, I thought Finn was with us.
He is.
Yeah, I'm at back at camp.
Yeah.
Wow. When we're all back together, I would mention this.
Yeah, someone would be sent to fetch you guys out of the tree.
Okay. We'll retreat back then.
Invisible Lafdul to get Braxon back.
And if Finn went with us, I'd ask Finn if he can do anything to disguise our trail and come at the end. Is that something you can do, Finn?
Say that again?
Can you do anything to disguise our trail?
Well, not right now. I could.
Or because you're in disguised as an animal again?
Yep. I'm a bird.
Okay. Fine.
See, it's
Alright,
so convenient. He clearly changes shapes just so that he doesn't have to do things for you.
That's true, yeah. Or he changes shapes just so he can have an excuse to lick me on the face.
I mean, he clearly changed his shape so that he would already disguise his trail.
Okay, well, Braxon says to Lever, let's go back then, and says to Finn, do you want a parrot ride on the way back? We can pretend I'm a pirate and you're my parrot if you want.
Considering Finn was basically raptor, I think that would break some of your bones.
Well, it's up to Finn whether he wants to fly or
Just fly off.
Right. Oh, I suppose he'd get back to camp before us.
quite easily. All right, so once you're back at camp, Lafdul reiterates what he discovered.
Does this alter our plans any at all?
hmm Well, we've got a good idea where the pirates are.
Reinforcements will come from, at the very least.
Yeah. So if we were going to call in a ship as backup tomorrow, we'd know where to send them to attack.
What if we sent our ships down there and literally to guard the entrance and just pepper it as soon as something comes out? That's a lot of directed fire at that one spot.
That's a possibility.
Would you
Or even
would you want to risk your ships just hanging there in the air as dragons flying around?
Yeah, there is that.
Well, hopefully we'll be the ones taking on the dragon.
Also, even though that is the most likely place, what if the pirates are not there at the moment?
You
Wow.
said there was an overhang on the rock.
Yeah, it's really well camouflaged.
Is there anything you could do to make that collapse in and bury the entrance?
Would I know if a few lightning strikes would eventually cave that in? It still does damage to the ground, lightning hitting the ground.
Well, you were talking about that strategy.
It does, but call lightning. I don't.
Target an area.
Yeah, you can, but since the spell doesn't specifically say that it causes that sort of damage.
Well, as long as the
It probably wouldn't do enough. The other problem is that if you did damage to that, it would just fall to the bottom of the cliff.
Well, how about this? I mean, yeah, it would. This is more an open-ended question for anyone to interpret this how they will. What if coincidentally that entranceway took a lot of lightning bolts hits during a stormy day? How do you think that would change things for them? How would they interpret that? Because their entranceway's just now been made more visible, I guess.
Do remember that they have spellcasters.
Yeah.
If there's a unnatural lightning strikes there, they would most likely think that, oh, someone is attacking us with spells.
I mean, there is still the adage of lightning never strikes the same place twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, it was just an idea.
Yep. Well, the other thing we could do is we can keep an eye on that cave while we're attacking the dragon.
How many possible entrances have we found so far?
One for the dragon cave and one for the pirate cave.
How can we be 100% certain that this is the dragon cave in the swamp?
You can't unless you go in and search
We
them.
can't.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
Though we do know from the giants that black dragons like swamps and would
the
like
swamp dragon.
would like the cave that is partially underwater.
It could be its holiday camp, you know.
Wow.
I'm thinking that if Lafdul's deity allows him to pray early,
No,
it doesn't.
Well, I don't have access here, unlike some of the other casters.
Let him finish what he's saying, because I don't think he was about to say what you think he might have been about to say.
Yeah, I was going to say if your deity allows you to pray earlier and you can sleep and then get up in the early hours of the morning before the sun comes up, and if anyone else needs spells, if they can go to sleep earlier and get their spells early, we could perhaps go in there as the sun is coming up and attack the cave at dawn.
I mean, technically, I'm supposed to pray for my spells at midnight.
Are you?
Okay. That's more for praying, not praying for spells.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
different.
Because you have to pray for spells when you get up, when you're freshly rested.
Yeah, I mean...
But yeah, if the spellcasters want to go to sleep early and have everyone ready for an actual dawn attack, then you're looking at leaving here probably 2 hours before dawn.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that means that us taking the extra day isn't such a bad thing, because we'll have the whole day to do our attack.
So Lafdul would have to wake up a bit over 4 hours before dawn.
Yeah, I'll have to sleep now, basically.
Yeah, and if anyone needs to change their spells, they'll have to go to bed a bit early.
I'm fine now. I'll just have to have a little bit less sleep.
Ockar,
That's
do you
fine.
need to do spells, Ockar?
Ockar only ever has one spell to change right now.
I only have one spell,
That's 10
Yeah.
minutes.
That's
and
fine.
it's the thing, and I haven't used the spell. It's the same spell I said for her the other day.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I was just thinking if anyone else would be on watch with me.
Well, I mean, a member of the Star Knights and a member of the Octave Arcane will be on watch.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
a giant.
I meant from our team.
Would it even just be 2 watches, considering how short the rest's going to be?
I mean, if you can go to sleep and get a full night's rest, and it's just going to sleep early, then that's what you want to do. You don't want to try to,
Yeah.
like, the
Yep.
getting less sleep. That's an occasional emergency sort of thing, not a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
This is the
whenever you want.
first time I would be having less sleep.
I know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that you would still prefer to get the most amount of sleep.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking we should all go to sleep early, and that we should back calculate so that people that need to do a lot of spells go to sleep earlier, rather than get up in the morning and have a delay in the morning.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bed anyway.
So you need 2 hours 20 minutes, Lafdul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It needs just over, needs an hour and 10 minutes.
The other thing Braxon's going to say to the scouty people is there anything we can do to hide the signs that we're here that is worth us doing? Like, we've been walking backwards and forwards to the river and stuff. We've gone up to the ridge.
I mean, we're attacking the next day. It's best we just have to wing it, I think.
Trying to go and hide those marks that you've been there would just risk you more.
Okay.
I think
Unless
going back and
unless you basically cleared out a road for going back and forth.
if you go back and forth, you're also leaving more scent for animals.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't need to worry about that.
No camp spells today, so it's a full effect spell. There's a bigger party.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do before going to sleep? Actually, I should ask Leva and Solas. How much time do you need in the morning?
None.
I already prepared.
Okay, so you
Uh-huh.
and you haven't cast any spells today.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
You got any 24-hour spells?
Well, I did I need the strength and the cat's grace. That's what's 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Solas hasn't casted any spells, and basically Solas has after we decided to fight tomorrow, he has just gathered up a bardic tales from Ayla and the Knights,
Okay.
and rest of the Octave Arcane.
Yeah, so Aelia has quite a few tales to tell, many
Mhm.
from this event back on Ancelon called the War of the Lance.
So Solas is writing basically so fast that his hand is a blur.
You should have memorized Scribe.
Again, I said I have memorized combat spells, not scribe. And besides, Solas is a scribe in his training, so he's used to this.
So one thing that impresses you, because Aelia, like, she doesn't have stories, she has songs.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and she also is familiar with theater. One thing that impresses you about her is that her voice spans 4 octaves. She is very accomplished with her voice.
And Solas is very happy to write down her stories.
Yeah.
When she rests her voice, Solas basically recounts some of our tales in a poetry form.
And she's very interested in hearing those as well.
Solas is very happy to tell them.
So after that, you guys get a good night's sleep. With the spellcasters who need it, going to bed a little bit early. And the rest of you going to sleep at a... I mean, everyone's going to sleep early because you need to get up well before dawn in order to head down. And you will be heading down to the swamp, correct? Not going up to the cliff?
Yeah, to the swamp cave.
That's what I thought.
That's correct.
Just want to double check. All right.
We're after the dragon.
So you get your rest and wake up bright and early, or not so bright and early because it's still dark out.
We wake up dark and early.
Yes, dark and early. In order to get your spells memorized.
I'm going to change my spells now if we didn't get covered. So it's all ready for tomorrow.
Yep, nothing happened overnight.
Can we desaturation my things?
That's lucky.
Well, it's almost like Gold didn't want to pull an encounter.
Oh, no, I already rolled. I rolled for it.
Yeah, we got
So
lucky.
we're good.
Yeah,
Well,
nothing happened.
you don't... Maybe the dragon came and had a look at us. Then went
I
back and
mean-
went, right, let's put my fake inflatable dragon in the cave. With a bomb underneath it.
So the next morning...
We fallen for that trick once, and that was an undead dragon.
that did get you to use your scroll of protection from dragon breath.
Yeah, that was
God.
mean, Old.
That was very mean.
I was the one telling him, use your scroll in case that's a death dragon breath. You're dead if it breathes on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
Death
was
dragon's like
Lafdul's
the
fault.
worst dragon you can fight.
So it was Lafdul's fault.
Yeah,
Sure.
Wow.
you can blame him. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, that's what he is telling us.
Makes sense. At least to me. All right, so is there anything that you guys want to... Well, actually, we should probably wait until next session to do preparation stuff so that we don't
Yeah.
forget.
Sure.
You can go ahead and change your spells around. Alia has gotten Wind Wall. And
I will give her spell ingredients to cast it also.
that would be
It's,
a good idea.
Yeah, it's a miniature fan and feather of an exotic bird.
Okay, that's very helpful. Does resist acid and corrosion have any spell components?
Nope.
Not that I noticed.
Unlike resist acid and there's like resist fire and cold, which requires a drop of mercury. Resist acid and thing doesn't. Weirdly enough.
Okay. Then
Use a holy symbol.
well, yes. Duran Mordanus and Drove Solanius both memorize one of those. They let you know.
I
I
will
have 2 of those memorized.
I have 3.
Okay.
Since their duration is not that long, so...
No. It's basically I do my resist lightning from a scroll, call lightning, then start casting the resist acid because most of the people will actually. Can you get the 2 fires? Because then because I need to cast several spells.
You can
I mean,
you can discuss it next week or during the week, I should say. Actually, that'd probably be better. While also keeping in mind that you might want to decide who gets them on an as needed basis when things happen.
biggest flaw in those resist corrosion is that they are touch-based spells,
Yeah, that's what I was like. We need to get the
and their
photos 'cause they're
duration
gonna
is
run
so
away.
low.
Yeah.
So remember the duration such that it is
It's just round per level, so.
keep that in mind when deciding when you cast it. So.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we'll go ahead and wrap up the game, and that is going to be, let's see,
Well, I know what potion I'm using next session when we fight the dragon.
so that'll be 500 experience points for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Finn and Lafdul, an extra 500 each.
Finn for fighting the one cave and Latzl for fighting the other.
Specifically using their abilities to do that.
This is the first time I transformed into a pixie as well. Or brownie, Tommy.
Atomy.
I am always Atomy, yeah. I'm always going to get that one wrong.
Brownies and pixies are very different. Atomies have like grasshopper-like legs.
Yeah. There's Griggs, there's Nixies,
Or maybe that's
Pixies,
Griggs,
Sprite,
actually.
Sprite.
I can't remember. But they definitely have more insect-like
yeah, it's
traits.
leap.
Yeah.
6 and 12 leap.
I just keep hearing Lafdul saying Tommy and instantly go to all the World War II movies.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't quite leveled up yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be another session or two, right?
Yeah,
Right,
maybe if I single-handedly kill a black dragon, I might level up.
Yeah, and it'll be great because you're going to be fighting a black dragon with a whole bunch of other NPCs who are also going to be getting splits from the XP.
Ah, no, terrible.
Question.
NPCs get XP splits?
Yeah. It's not going all straight to... old. I got 500 for both, but an extra 500 for my priest.
No, it's an extra 500 total. It's going to be split between both.
Oh.
I wonder if it's bad of me to hope that some of them get blasted by acid.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
Solas hopes everyone survives, since he's had so much fun talking with, learning about these tales of tales that they tell.
Yeah, and Priasond has quite a few tales as well from places that you've never even heard of, well outside of Kryn space. So she's...
Solas is greatly interested in learning as much as possible.
Yeah. And Cameron says you're in it for the loot, but they also get a split of the loot.
Yeah, which is now down to 25%.
Hey,
That's fine.
But we still get allies.
I mean, Sakari, you just need to trigger the Green Dragon's backstab card.
That's fine.
No, I
Braxon
just
is
need...
trying to... Go on.
All right. Well, never mind. We'll be back next week for the dragon fight for sure. I was really, really hoping it would be this time, but
So did I.
Unless we fall into all the caltrops that the dragon's left outside its cave, or illusionary cave where it's in another cave with a big door.
well, I gotta go. See you guys.
But the dragon is in another cave. All right. Well, thank you guys for playing, and thanks everyone out there for watching. We'll be back next week. See you then, everyone.
Thanks for the game.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.
Take care, everyone.
Cheers.
See ya.